What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So I know a few of you were asking about my opinion regarding the Mother of Dragons Daenerys Targaryen life-size bust by Infinity Studios in collaboration with Penguin Toys. So today I'm going to give my full opinion, thoughts, and whatnot. Is this a grail or is it a fail, or, what is the opinion on this bust? So first thing I will say, fantastic price. Granted, this is still a shit ton of money, but I was expecting this to be $5,000. The fact that this is $37.99 with Comic Concepts as an early bird price, you get $200 off if you PO by December 21st. That's a fantastic deal, because this bust is, more or less a lot of silicone. You got full arms, chest, hair, face, really nice base. So it's a lot of silicone, like as much silicone as, honestly, this might be the most silicone of all their busts. Maybe Mera is, I need to look at Mera, but I think this might have the most silicone of all their busts. Like, this has more silicone than Bruce Lee, because he doesn't have like all the chest silicone. He's just the head and arms. But she has a lot of silicone, in addition to 3 baby dragons. And I was expecting those dragons to increase the cost from your typical Infinity of $4,000 to $5,000, but somehow Infinity kept the price still under $4,000. So $4,000 is the retail price. Well, technically $3,999.99, because that just looks better on paper versus 4. But Comic Concepts given that great discount. In addition, I had some reward points from them. They have a great rewards program, 5% back, similar to Sideshow and Prime 1. And so I used my rewards from the Joker, and I did go ahead and actually pre-order this right here. So here is my official pre-order I put in. So needless to say that, yes, I do absolutely love this bust. So a little bit about it. There's a big long description here. I'm not going to read that for you guys. But it's limited to $4.99. So it's a decent edition size. Like Wonder Woman was $588. And Mera was like $300. It's in between. It's not like, it's still a lot. It's more than like Doctor Strange and some of the others. It's 75 centimeters high, so that's roughly 30 inches, 69 width, so about 27 inches wide, and 51 depth, so not too deep. Made of silicone, high temperature resistant fiber, resin, PU, etc. So, and it's apparently shipping fourth quarter of 2023. Highly doubt that, but that would be amazing if it was true. Let's check out some photos, and I'm going to tell you guys why I really like this bust. So there's been a lot of controversy on this piece. I haven't really publicly given my opinion on this matter until this video, but I will say, as of right now, this is the best likeness of Emilia Clarke's Khaleesi statue out there. This is better than Prime 1, any customs I've seen, better than any custom bust I've seen. As far as I know, there's been like 2 full life-size busts. There was one done by Joseph Mahusai, and then another was the Varan's studio one that I had. Now, the Varan's was kind of a somewhat similar bust in the sense of the dragons. There was a dragon like on her shoulder, technically, one in front of the base and one flying on the side. This is 1,000 times better than the Varan's. Varan's had 0 likeness. The custom Joseph Mahusai one was decent for a polystone, but it looked like, it was carved out of wood, and it looked very outdated. There was a custom 1 to 1.5 bust of her done that looked pretty good. It was the same makers who made my ScarJo like 1 to 1.5 bust, so it's much smaller. I almost bought it, never did, thank goodness. But yeah, here it is in all its glory. This is like the full reveal. They did the teasers the other day, but I absolutely love this bust. I am real curious how they're going to do this dragon implanted on the silicone. When it was on the Varan's, it was, the dragon was made of PVC, and it was just like a long PVC that broke on me. So I'm hoping this isn't like that. I hope it's like, something else. But obviously this dragon's going to be inserted into the silicone. So here is one thing I absolutely love about this is the base. This base is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Got the Game of Thrones logo. all four of the main like crests of, you know, like Stark and Targaryen and the other ones. I don't have them all memorized, but I love that. I think this logo looks absolutely just beautiful. And the whole design of the base I really like. The dragon scales right there, the gold, you know, censure, the gold almost like dragon thing here, and just the whole design I think is just freaking amazing. I really, really love the design. The dragons look absolutely fantastic. You know, they look extremely well done. Here's the green one, who's just like peeking around the corner more or less. Now, this is the best angle, I think, that really brings out the likeness of Emilia Clarke. When I see this, I'm like, yeah, that is really good. You know, if you look at other Infinity Studios busts, you know, so I've seen quite a bit in person, plus I've seen a lot of photos and videos, but I think this bust likeness is equally as good as my Joker bust, my Henry Cavill bust, Wonder Woman bust, Mera bust. I would put it in the same range of that. And I think all those, depending on the angle, is anywhere between 85 to 90% in terms of likeness. So to me, that is good enough. I think a bust needs to be a minimum 85% likeness for me to purchase. But here's the thing. Everyone perceives someone's likeness different, depending on angle, mouth, eye expression. You know, a person can look drastically different in different lighting. Even yourself, you look in the mirror, different angles, different lighting, you're going to look different. You're not even going to recognize yourself sometimes. The same can be said about an actress or an actor. Their likeness is perceived different by everyone, and their facial features will change based off, you know, how their mouth is positioned, their eye position, and everything. But when I see this at this angle, I see my Khaleesi. I see the absolutely gorgeous Emilia Clarke's Khaleesi, you know, my favorite woman in television history. You know, she's the reason I fell in love with Game of Thrones. I loved her. Not just her, you know, her physical appearance. Of course, she's absolutely gorgeous. But I loved her personality, how tough she was. You know, I just loved her character. You know, whether it was her, a guy, if it was this, I'd still love the character. But of course, her being absolutely gorgeous made it all much better. I also see the likeness very good at this angle. I think where the likeness is lost is at some different angles. Her hair looks great. She has the braids. It's a little bit wavy, good color blonde. I think it's good. You know, color accuracy. Not much to really see back here, but obviously, you know, just her hair, I guess the back of the dragons and the costume. You know, I feel like this angle is where the likeness is lost a little bit. We're like, that could definitely be improved. Now, do note that Infinity Studios has come out to say they are going to be looking at improving the likeness as well. Yeah, so Infinity has stated they're going to be tweaking the likeness. They're going to look into it. But I'm pre-ordering this based off these photos. If they make no changes, I'm still going to be happy with this bust. If they improve the likeness, great. You know, nothing to lose there. Likeness, I think, looks pretty good here, but I do feel it looks better from the other angles. You know, I think straight on and then from the other angles where it looks best. Now, here's a size comparison next to a person. So it's a pretty good size. I think it's definitely manageable, and obviously you're having a lot of width due to that dragon wing. So I actually have a pretty good plan on how I'm going to be displaying this. So I'm going to show you guys. But then there also is this costume. Now, this is from Season 2 of Game of Thrones. They obviously wanted to do a younger season version of Khaleesi because they want to do baby dragons, and I do like this costume. I think I prefer this over the white Prime 1 costume. That one is good for the statue, but I feel for a bust it'd just be too simple. I like this costume. The gold and blue, I think it looks awesome. So I'm definitely digging the costume overall. I think it looks really well done, and I'm happy with that choice. If they did a later season version of her in a more possible iconic one, the dragons wouldn't be possible because they're bigger in those seasons. So they had to choose, you know, like season 1 and 2, and I think this was a great costume choice. You know, and here is the more or less like brown gold dragon, the one that's flying, wings open, and I'm glad they at least have one dragon with the wings open. I think that's really cool. And of course, the classic Drogon You know, he's the one with the mouth roaring open, which I think is definitely iconic for him. And his wings are also, you know, more or less spread apart like he's about to fly. And he's the best of the dragons, in my opinion. Not only the coolest looking, but he's my favorite, of course. So, yeah, I like his color scheme the best as well. But him having the mouth open like that, looking slightly up, I think is just perfect. Yeah, they all look freaking fantastic. Look at that. That is just absolutely killer. Of course, all the dragons are going to have seam lines on their wings, as will any dragon statue you ever buy. You can also see the skin texture, like the fingernails on Khaleesi look absolutely amazing. You know, it's just like, ooh, this thing is so freaking beautiful. I am a huge, huge fan of this piece. Like, in my opinion, this is the best bust Infinity Studios has ever made. Regardless if you think likeness is there or not, but this is the best bust they've made. And I say that for, you know, a few reasons. One, it has the most silicone, so it's going to have the most, you know, has the most silicone. Two, it has 3 baby dragons, and I freaking love them, and they look pretty big. 3, I think, has the best base. This is the best base they've ever done for a bust. You know, like, of all their busts, you know, this one is probably my favorite. I'd say this and the Joker bust are the 2 best bases they've done. I do like the Mera base quite a bit. Of course, the Bruce Lee, you know, that one's simple, but it's very elegant. But I like this base a lot. This and the Joker are probably my 2 favorite. But this bust is definitely an absolute masterpiece in my opinion. And I think those who get this in hand, when they start receiving it, this will be the best bust ever made. I don't foresee this being top, simply because it's A, Khaleesi, absolutely gorgeous. 2, the dragons and the base, the whole concept is just freaking amazing. I am a huge, huge fan of this. So, of course, with that price tag, this was an absolute no-brainer for me. You know, going through Comic Concepts, great communication, by the way, with them as well. But yeah, I've already put my PO in. Now, let me show you how this is going to be displayed in the collection. Alrighty, so here is my game plan. So as you can see, I've already moved Game of Thrones over there. I moved Gremlins back here, and I think Gremlins fits better on this wall in all honesty. It just, I think, flows better as like the creature wall. So I really like that. And I've gone ahead and thrown Red Sonja down there. Now, Prime 1 Vampire will definitely fit there. I've measured it. Now, I can scoot her over if I need to, but I don't want that black bar blocking like the head of the snake, like the eyes. So I think that's the best angle. So either, you know, most likely it'll be Prime 1 Vampirella there, you know, not PCS. Although, I don't know, if I pick up PCS for like $400, then I probably will. But right here is where Game of Thrones is going to go. So I've already purchased, and it arrives on Saturday, a 60-inch wide, 24-inch deep garage shelf. That's the exact distance from there to there. But the big difference is we're not going to have that double bar there, and this shelf is going to be deeper at 24 inches instead of that one, which is currently 18. So that will allow me to do Khaleesi there, Night King in the middle, Jon Snow there. All 3 will fit. And of course, where Khaleesi is now will be the Khaleesi bust. I'm not going to do a poster behind. I'm just going to do this Targaryen plaque I have, which I really like. I'm actually kind of digging, you know, in general, just like props and just less posters. Like, I do love posters, you know, like I love the way I did my Freddy vs. Jason and like this Underworld, but I feel like a wall looks better with only like 1 or 2 posters. When it's a ton of posters, I kind of like, I'm not the biggest fan. I prefer more props and stuff like that. Like even right here with the Terminator, I'm kind of feeling like I don't want that Terminator poster there. I'm almost thinking, man, should I just buy back the Pure Arts T800 Battle Damaged and have it sticking out right there in between the 2? What do you guys think of that? I think that could look sick. Like having it right in between the 2 busts. You know, and it would be the battle damaged version. I think it'd look cool. But yeah, Khaleesi bus is going to go here. And what I'm going to do, because the dragon wing goes far out to like this side, I'm going to put the dragon eggs right there to go underneath the wings so it doesn't look as empty. And the bus will just have to go like right here with the dragon wing right here. I might have a little bit of the dragon wing going behind the TV, just a little bit. But the eggs are going to go right underneath. And she'll be right at the edge there, so her head will be probably right here. But she's actually the same height as Arnold bust. You know, he's about the, 30 inches. So aesthetically, it's just going to look absolutely beautiful. And then the dragons are going to look great, with the whole Jurassic Park theme. Alita bust is going to be moved there. Vader bust is going to be moved back there where it was before. So this wall, in essence, is going to be, Terminator 2, because we're going to get the dark side, 1/3's there. And then Alita. And the nice transition is, this is going to be 1/3, but that will be Alita, which is kind of a in between 1/3 and 1/4, and then it goes into 1/4. So it's a nice transition as well. But yeah, that will be all Game of Thrones, Vader, Alita, Terminator. And that's the final plan. So yeah, Khaleesi bust is going to look absolutely amazing. As soon as I get this garage shelf set up, I'm going to Photoshop the whole wall. But I'm extremely excited for this Khaleesi bust. I think it looks freaking amazing. Yeah, the likeness isn't perfect, but neither is Joker bust, Henry Cavill bust, Mara bust, Wonder Woman. I've seen several Wonder Woman busts in person. None of them are perfect, but I think Khaleesi's just as good as any of those. But she has 3 awesome dragons, a better base, better concept. And I'm definitely thinking it's going to be my absolute favorite bust. I think it's going to top the Harley Quinn bust. When I get both in hands, I think Khaleesi will become my favorite bust in my collection. So yeah, that's my 2 cents, what I think. I know people disagree with me and say that looks like her cousin or whatever. You could say that about any bust, honestly. Some angles, the T1000 doesn't look like them, but this angle, it looks perfect. From the other angle, when I stand over there, it doesn't. I think busts, just depending on the angle, that's why you just got to display it so it looks like them, their best angle. So Khaleesi, like I said, I like her from this angle. So when she's there, it's going to have that perfect likeness of, Emilia Clarke. But anyways, that is it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. If you're looking to PO, I highly recommend Comic Concepts. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.